Alright, friends, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a nickel in your pocket and thought, could this tiny coin make me rich? Well, today, we're diving into the 2006 Pete Jefferson nickel. Spoiler alert, some of these nickels might just be worth more than 5 cents. So, grab your change jar, your magnifying glass, and maybe a cup of coffee, because we're about to get coin nerdy, and maybe even a little richer. Let's kick things off with the basics. The 2006 P. Jefferson nickel was minted in Philadelphia, and it's part of the Westward Journey series. This series was created to honor the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Fun fact, Jefferson's portrait on this coin has a bit of a makeover compared to earlier nickels. They call it the forward-facing Jefferson design, kind of like a presidential selfie, right? Now, most of these nickels are worth face value, 5 cents. But we're here for the exciting part, the rare errors and high-grade coins that could be worth a whole lot more. Here's what to look out for. First, let's talk errors. One of the coolest ones is the die clash error. This happens when the coin's dies accidentally smack into each other without a blank coin in between. The result? You might see some funky outlines or ghostly images of Monticello or Jefferson's face on the coin's surface. These quirky coins can sell for anywhere from $50 to $100 or more, depending on the severity of the error. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. Picture a coin that looks like it's trying to escape its own border. If you've got one of these, it could fetch anywhere from $20 to $200, depending on how off-center it is. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value, kind of like reality TV drama but with coins. Now, let's talk about high-grade coins. These are nickels that look like they just rolled out of the mint yesterday. No scratches, no dings, and a shiny, lustrous surface. Professional coin graders assign these coins a score, with MS, mint state, 70 being the holy grail. A 2006 P. Jefferson nickel graded MS 67 or higher can sell for $50 to $300. So, if you've got a coin that's practically sparkling, it's worth getting it checked out. Here's a quick story. A friend of mine once found a 2006 P nickel in a parking lot. It was covered in dirt and looked like it had been through a war. They almost tossed it but decided to clean it up and take a closer look. Turns out, it had a minor die clash error. They sold it for $75 at an auction. Not bad for a coin they almost threw away, right? Moral of the story, always check your change. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. So, there you have it, everything you need to know about the 2006 Pete Jefferson nickel. Who knew a 5-cent coin could be worth so much? Whether it's an error coin or a high-grade gem, these nickels are proof that sometimes the smallest things can bring the biggest surprises. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about how to spot coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on our upcoming videos where we'll uncover more hidden gems in your pocket change. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and may your pockets always be filled with treasure. Have you ever glanced at your spare change and wondered if you might be sitting on a mini goldmine? Well, buckle up because today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2007 P. Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Spoiler alert, it's more than just a shiny 5 cents in your pocket. Stick around to find out what makes this coin special, its current market value, and how you might already have one worth way more than a nickel. So, let's kick things off with a little background. The 2007 P. Jefferson nickel was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P. Mint mark. This coin features Thomas Jefferson's profile on the front and Monticello, his famous estate, on the back. Pretty standard stuff, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these nickels have quirks and errors that can make them worth a lot more than their face value. We're talking anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on the condition and rarity. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of errors should I be looking for? Great question. One of the most sought-after issues is the die clash error. This happens when the coin's dies accidentally imprint details from one side onto the other. If your nickel has ghostly outlines of Monticello on Jefferson's face, congratulations, you've hit the coin jackpot. Another key thing to watch for is the coin's condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. If your 2007 P. Jefferson nickel looks like it just rolled off the minting press, no scratches, no wear, it could be graded as mint state. And that's when collectors start pulling out their wallets. Let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, one of those places where you can find everything from vintage baseball cards to homemade jam. I spotted a jar labeled nickels, 10 cents each. Now, being the coin nerd that I am, I couldn't resist digging through it. Guess what? I found a 2007 P. Jefferson nickel with a clear die clash error. I bought it for a dime, got it graded, and sold it for $75. Moral of the story: always check your spare change. Speaking of value, let's talk numbers. A regular 2007 P. Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is, well, worth 5 cents. But if it's uncirculated or has one of those juicy errors, you're looking at anywhere from $3 to $50. And if it's a top-grade error coin, we're talking upwards of $200. Not bad for something that might be hiding in your couch cushions, right? Alright, my coin-loving friends, it's time to wrap this up. The 2007 P. Jefferson nickel might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but it's proof that there's treasure hidden in plain sight. So, next time you're sifting through your loose change, take a closer look. You never know when you might strike it rich with a quirky little nickel dot. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself, share the knowledge. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on more coin tips and strategies for turning spare change into serious cash. And hey, if you've got a story about a coin find, drop it in the comments. Who knows? Your tale might inspire someone else to start their coin hunting adventure. You're digging through your pocket change, hoping to find enough for your morning coffee, and bam, there it is, a 2010 D. Jefferson nickel. Now, you might think, it's just 5 cents, right? Well, not so fast. This little coin could be worth a lot more than face value. Stick around, and I'll tell you why you should give your nickels a second look before spending them. Alright, let's talk about the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel. First off, the D mint mark tells us it was minted in Denver. This coin's design features our third president, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. It's a modern coin, but that doesn't mean it's not worth investigating. Now, here's the juicy part. The value of a 2010 D. Jefferson nickel depends on its condition and whether it has any errors. Most nickels from 2010 are worth their face value in circulation, but if you've got one in pristine condition, what collectors call MS-65 or higher, it can be worth a couple of dollars. I know, $2 might not sound life-changing, but hey, that's a 4,000% profit on your nickel. Imagine if all your investments performed like that. But wait, there's more. Error coins are where the real treasure lies. Some 2010 D nickels have been found with striking errors like off-center strikes, die cracks, or even missing elements. These mistakes make them highly desirable among collectors, and their value can skyrocket. A unique error coin could fetch anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, depending on its rarity and condition. So, next time you're about to toss a nickel into a vending machine, take a closer look. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his car's cup holder. You know, where loose change, old receipts, and unidentifiable crumbs live. Anyway, he finds a shiny nickel and decides to look it up. Turns out, it's a 2010 D with a noticeable die crack. Long story short, he listed it online and sold it for $50. $50 for a nickel he almost vacuumed up. Moral of the story: check your change, people. Now, you might be wondering how to identify a valuable 2010 D. Jefferson nickel. Here's what you do: inspect the coin for any visible errors. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Look for coins in excellent condition with sharp details and no scratches. Compare your coin to pictures online or consult a coin value guide to get an idea of its worth. If you think you've struck gold, or, in this case, nickel, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC.so. There you have it. That 2010 D. Jefferson nickel in your pocket might be more than just lunch money. Whether it's a flawless beauty or an error coin, it could be worth far more than its humble 5-cent face value. And who knows? You might just stumble upon a coin that makes your coffee run a whole lot more profitable. Before you go, let's make a deal. If you learned something new or even just got a good laugh imagining Dave's crumb-filled cup holder, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips on spotting coins worth money and turning your loose change into big bucks. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. Who knows? Your story might be featured in a future video. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. So, here you are, scouring the internet for that hidden gem in your pocket change. Well, you might just be sitting on a gold mine, and I'm not talking about the kind that requires a pickaxe. Today, we're talking about the 2014 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. That's right, folks, you could be walking around with a coin that could turn your day around, financially, at least. So, let's dive into the value of the 2014 D Jefferson nickel, how it stacks up in today's market, and why you shouldn't overlook it. Trust me, you'll want to stick around. Alright, first things first. We've all had that moment when we pull a coin out of our pocket, stare at it for a second, and think, could this be the one? Well, if you've got a 2014 D Jefferson nickel, let's just say it's worth more than a simple trip to the vending machine. Now, don't start running to your coin jar just yet, because we need to talk about what makes this nickel actually worth something. The 2014 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel is part of the ongoing series celebrating the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and his role in American history. On the reverse side, you've got a sleek image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, looking classy, if I do say so myself. The D Mint Mark. That means it was made in Denver, which is cool and all, but not all 2014 D nickels are worth more than face value. Shocking, right? Here's the deal, most 2014 D Jefferson nickels will run you, well, a nickel. But here's the twist, if you're lucky enough to find one with a unique characteristic, like a full step or mint error, you could be looking at something worth a lot more than the change you toss in your cup holder. So, let's break it down. A typical 2014 D nickel in good condition is going to be worth about 5 to 10 cents, so, basically the same as any other nickel. But, if you've got one in excellent condition, say, one that's been preserved like it's some kind of rare artifact, it could fetch a little more. Maybe around 50 cents to $1 at best. Now, before you get all excited thinking you're going to retire on nickels, let's talk about the real treasure here. The real jackpot lies in finding one with mint errors. Yep, mint errors happen when the coin gets struck by the presses wrong. It's a little like when you get a pizza with pineapple on it when you definitely didn't ask for that, but hey, some people love the surprise. With coins, though, mint errors can make them super valuable. So, keep your eyes peeled for things like misstrikes, double die errors, or anything that doesn't look quite right. Those could turn your ordinary nickel into a real collector's item, worth anywhere from $5 to $100, or even more, depending on the severity of the error and the collector demand. Let me tell you a story. I remember once I had a coin collection, just like a lot of us do, tucked away in an old shoebox in my closet. Nothing fancy, mostly just the usual stuff. But one day, I pulled out a 1964 penny that I thought was just another coin. Well, turns out, it was a special error penny, a double die variety. I thought it was just dirt on the coin, but when I had it inspected, I found out it was worth over $250. That penny might not have made me a millionaire, but it sure put a little extra cash in my pocket. So, what does this mean for the 2014 D Jefferson nickel? If you're checking your pockets and you come across one, take a closer look. Is it shiny? Is it smooth? Or does it have some kind of odd detail that stands out? You might have a mint error on your hands, or a coin in exceptional condition that could bring in a decent return. So don't dismiss that coin just because it's from 2014. This little nickel could be worth more than you think. Alright, folks, I hope you're as excited about the potential of that 2014 D. Jefferson nickel as I am about this old shoebox full of coins I need to go through. But seriously, if you've got one of these nickels, or even just a bunch of change lying around, take a closer look. Who knows, you might be one lucky find away from making a decent profit, and hey, if you want more tips on how to find coins that are worth a lot more than their face value, or maybe even how to spot those mint errors that could turn your collection into a mini treasure chest, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started with tips and tricks that could change your coin hunting game for good. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and happy hunting. Don't forget to check your pockets. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider tips on coins worth money and strategies to help you find the best collectibles out there. You never know what's hiding in your spare change. Did you know that you might have a 2021 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel sitting in your coin jar right now worth more than you think? Yes, that's right, your everyday change could be hiding a small treasure. And no, it's not some big gold coin or anything, but it might still be worth a lot more than face value. I'm about to break down the value of the 2021 D Jefferson nickel, what makes it special, and how much it's really worth in today's market. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be eyeing your pocket change like a pro. So, let's talk about the 2021 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a nickel, right? Nothing special. Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because this little coin could actually pack more punch than you'd imagine. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2021 D Jefferson nickel was minted in Denver, as you probably guessed from the D mint mark. It's part of the regular circulation, which means you've probably seen one, maybe tossed it into a jar, or, let's be honest, used it to get that gumball from the machine when you were a kid. But what makes it stand out? Well, unlike some other coins that have unique design features or limited mintage, the 2021 D Jefferson nickel doesn't have any major errors or rare variations that scream, "I'm special." However, it still holds value depending on its condition and, believe it or not, its market demand. At face value, of course, it's worth 5 cents. But here's where things get interesting. The 2021 D nickel in mint condition, meaning it looks brand new, no scratches, no wear, can fetch a pretty penny. If you find one that's in pristine uncirculated condition, it could be worth anywhere from 25 cents to $1. And if it's part of a special collector set or error variety, well, that value might jump even higher. Here's a fun little nugget of info. In the world of coins, collectors love finding coins that are under the radar, coins that aren't being recognized for their potential just yet. And I know that firsthand. I once found a 1942 nickel in a roll of change, thought it was just another old coin, but turns out it was a wartime silver nickel. That nickel went for over $40. So, yes, there's money to be made in coins you might just throw away if you don't know what to look for. Now, let's talk about the reality of finding one of these in perfect condition. The 2021 D nickels that are really worth something are usually the ones that are uncirculated, meaning they've never been spent. If you're looking through your change jar and all you see are worn, heavily circulated ones, it's not going to make you rich anytime soon. But don't despair. It's still good practice to hold on to them. Coins in better condition will always stand out more as time goes on, and you never know when the market might shift. Also, one thing to remember, the coin collecting market is very much based on demand. One day, that 2021 D could be worth way more, depending on how much people start to appreciate it. Or, it could stay around that 25 cents range. But that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what treasure you might find hidden in your spare change. So, there you have it, folks. The 2021 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, nothing too fancy, but still a coin that could have some value in the right condition. If you've got one in your collection or change jar, it's definitely worth a closer look, especially if you're into the idea of building a coin collection that could eventually be worth more. and here's the thing, you don't need to be a coin expert to spot these little treasures. All it takes is a little knowledge, and I've got plenty of tips coming your way to help you along the way. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could make you some serious cash, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on more insider tips about coins that are worth more than their face value. So, you've got a bunch of nickels sitting in your pocket or drawer, right? You're probably thinking, they're just nickels, not much to see here. But wait, hold on to those nickels, because today we're talking about the 2022 P. Jefferson nickel, and it might just surprise you how valuable it could be. I know what you're thinking, a nickel. Valuable? Really? Yep, really. Stick with me, and let's see why this little guy is worth more than just 5 cents. Alright, let's get into it. The 2022 P. Jefferson nickel was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P mint mark. Now, you may be wondering, why should I care about a nickel that was minted last year? Great question, my friend. First of all, let's talk about the value. Normally, nickels are worth, well, 5 cents. Shocking, right? But here's the twist, this 2022 P. Jefferson nickel has some special characteristics that make it stand out in the coin market. So, let me break it down for you. The 2022 P. Jefferson nickel is actually part of the regular circulation series. Nothing too wild, right? But, the key thing to note here is that this coin hasn't seen a lot of minting errors that would make it super rare, yet. I mean, if you're lucky enough to find a coin with a minting error or somewhere that makes it look unique, you're looking at a higher value. But most of these coins, when found in good condition, are valued around 15 to 20 cents, which isn't huge, but hey, it's more than face value. If you've got a mint state or a coin that's been preserved really well, you could possibly see it go for upwards of 50 cents to $1 on some platforms or in specific coin shops. And I know what you're thinking again, $1. That's not exactly a fortune. Fair enough. But here's where the story gets interesting. Coin values aren't always about face value. Oh, no. Sometimes, it's about the condition and the rarity of the coin. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on a 2022 P. Jefferson nickel in near-perfect condition or even a higher grade one, like MS-67 or MS-68, those babies can hit the market for a lot more, maybe even upwards of $10 or more. Still, don't hold your breath, cause it's pretty rare for that to happen, but hold on, don't throw away that 2022 P just yet. A lot of collectors love finding these kinds of coins because they're still in circulation, and over time, they could increase in value as the years pass by and collectors look for mint-condition coins from this era. Plus, the excitement of discovering a rare gem is what keeps collectors like us coming back for more. You never know when you'll stumble upon something that turns your nickel into a goldmine, metaphorically speaking, of course. Now, let me tell you a little story about my own personal coin hunting experience. A few months ago, I was at a garage sale, because who doesn't love a good bargain, right? And I stumbled upon a jar of random coins. I didn't think much of it, but I decided to sift through the pile. Guess what I found buried at the bottom? A 2020 P. Jefferson nickel that was in pristine condition. Turns out, it had a little die, crack and some unique wear that made it worth 30 times its face value. And that's the magic of coins, sometimes, you just get lucky. So, whether you find a 2022 P. Jefferson nickel or just some other old coin sitting in your drawer, it's worth checking it out and maybe even holding on to it for a while. You never know, this nickel might be worth more than you think in a few years. Alright, so here's the deal. No, the 2022 P. Jefferson nickel probably isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight. But it could be worth a little more than the 5 cents you thought it was. And honestly, that's what makes coin collecting so fun, right? It's not always about striking it rich. It's about the thrill of the hunt and finding hidden gems. If you want to learn more about coins worth money, tips on how to spot rare finds, and how to turn that pile of loose change into something valuable, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on more coin hunting adventures. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes, all it takes is a nickel to spark your next big discovery.